So I was sitting down eating dinner with my friend. I was biting into my hamburger, but between bites, I was having a chat with this guy. And basically, he was visiting from America and we were hanging out. And I was asking him about what it was like at school. And I said, "Oh, are you like popular there? Do you talk to a lot of people there?" And he said, "Nah, I don't even talk to that many people. I just talk to the people I like." I was like, "But, when you were at my school, you used to talk to everybody. You used to be super popular." But he said that he once he spoke to somebody a couple of times, he decided whether he liked them or not, and he just stuck to his people. He was still super friendly with everybody, but he only really hung out with anybody who he genuinely enjoyed their company. And there was people who were kind of rude to him and whatnot, and he said he just ignored those people because he didn't like them. And this guy is super social. And so what I learned is that to be super social, you don't need to talk to every single person. It's very good to, but it's you don't need to be talking to every single person all the time. You don't need to talk to people you don't like. All you need to do is talk to people that you enjoy talking to. And I found that when I started doing this, I started making better friends. I'm going to check up some photos real quick of me and my friends. Click the subscribe button. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how when I stopped people pleasing and when I stopped trying to talk to every single person and make every single person happy, I actually made way better friends. And before I get into that, bro, I have a promising offer for you. You can skip ahead a little bit if you're not interested, but I've spent a lot of my time, 4 years of my life, trying to make better friends, and I've learned a lot about what I was doing right and wrong, and I've rebuilt friend groups over and over and over again. I've moved across countries and done it, and I want to share everything I know in this course. It's the link in the description, and I would have done anything to have it when I was younger. That's why I'm selling it. I promise you I will change your life if you buy the course. But let's get in the video for now. I remember this one day I walked into my classroom and everybody was having like a bit of a jab at me. So one guy was making a joke about, "Oh, you're late to class." Another guy was like, "Oh," making fun of my shoes. Some guy was making fun of how I didn't have a pocket. And I started to overthink all these little things, right? You start to think, "Oh, I was late to class, so everybody didn't like me." But after a while, I would still rock up late to class every now and then, and when I did, people didn't react. And that's because these two time frames, that was about 2 years apart from each other. People would make fun of me all the time for any little reason, and then 2 years later, people wouldn't really make fun of me, even though I was doing the same things, right? And I noticed that it's because I kept overthinking all these little small things and thinking, "Oh, people don't like me," maybe actually because of my shoes. But I realized that people just didn't like me, so they made fun of my shoes. Not my shoes were bad, so they made fun of me. And realizing this, it changed my outlook on how to present myself. I realized that if you care too much about all these little things, you're not gonna have a good social situation. You're fucking yourself up, bro. You can't worry about every little thing and making every single person happy. But when I started to take this approach, I did this also when I was younger, but I still had a bad time. And so I want to share this experience where I went out to this party and I knew a couple of people there, and I was going around speaking to everybody, being like friendly. I had a huge smile on my face. I was funny to talk to. I was in good shape. I'm not like super jacked, but I'm in fairly good shape. And I dressed well. I presented myself well. I spoke to as many people as I could. And what I realized is that some people would joke about like what I was wearing. Some people would make fun of certain jokes that I made, saying, "Oh, that was a bad joke." But I actually was ignoring those small things. But the thing is, I still spent a lot of time going to the gym. I still spent a lot of time trying to be more friendly, to trying to talk to everybody. And I realized that it's good to care what other people think. Just don't do it at like a stupid level where you're overthinking about the smallest little details, like someone says, "Oh, your socks are too high." Because 90% of things don't matter. But I'm telling you from my experience, the things that do matter, the most important 90% of things is just be in good shape, just be a kind person, smile, and try and talk to people who you like talking to. And when you do these things, you work on your social skills, which I can teach you in my program. Going to the gym isn't even mandatory if you just dress well. You can just wear an oversized shirt or like a nice collared shirt and kind of like cover up your overweight a little bit. And I realized that only a few things matter. Thank you for watching this video, bro. Please don't overthink small things, because that's when you start people pleasing. Only a few things matter. Click the link in the description if you want more help. Have a good day.